I know this is going to sound the wrong way around, but I've said it before and I'll continue saying it until the day I die. Keeping your bike clean and in cosmetically good order doesn't revolve around washing your bike regularly. The key to keeping your bike in good order is using the correct dressings and waxes on your bike to protect it in the first place. Paintwork isn't guaranteed to be 100% waterproof. That's why portions of paintwork will suddenly bubble, revealing a rust spot underneath where there's no apparent damage. Water molecules can, under certain circumstances, get through paint. Ultraviolet radiation destroys paint. So it's important to put a layer over all paintwork and expose metal surfaces to not only make it look good, but to preserve it, to protect it from the elements, to protect it from the UV radiation and the rain, grit, dust and mud that the bike encounters every day. And if you use good quality products, it will substantially slow down the cosmetic aging process that all vehicles go through. Now, I produced the video last week on washing your motorcycle, my method for washing your motorcycle, and I received a whole host of cocky comments about what was the point in cleaning that bike. It was already clean in showroom condition. The Interceptor had only been washed once since I bought it, and that was some 500 miles before I filmed that video. It had been caught in light showers once or twice, and yes, to some people's eyes it may not have been as dirty as they see their bikes get, even over a short mileage. And that's because the chemicals and products that I use on my bike stop the dirt from sticking. Now, closer inspection would have revealed that there was actually some dirt on it, but it was minimal because the dirt this bike had encountered during that 500 miles simply wasn't able to stick to it. So it kept the bike looking good for longer between washes, and so preserving the aesthetic finish of the bike. Those of you who watched my videos 2 years ago on this subject and have adopted this system will know exactly what I'm talking about. I still get emails even now from people that have adopted my methods and cannot believe the difference that it makes to the bikes, because these dressings and waxes also make your bike far easier to clean. Now, I'm not a guy that's set in my ways, and I'm always looking out for new products that might be better than the products that I've settled on. I'm constantly trying out new things, but it's very rarely that I find something that beats what I'm currently using. It's not just about the performance of that product, it's also about its cost, because quite often the price tag that manufacturers put on some of their products destroys any benefit that those products might have. Now, in the weeks leading up to me making these two videos, the cleaning video and the waxing and protection video, I got back into research mode to have a look at the latest products and see what was coming out ranking top, especially where carnauba waxes are concerned. And a new name, I say a new name, it's not a new name, but it's a new name to me. A name called Bilthamber kept coming up. It seemed to be receiving a fair few awards as being one of the best carnauba waxes on the market, with, and this is the important part, a long lifespan once it's been applied, with some testers or reviewers claiming 7 to 8 weeks before visible beading stopped on paintwork. Now, I've been quite happy with my Muck Off Miracle Shine. I've been using it for about 10 years. It gives good results and it lasts a long time. And to be quite honest, I had reached the point where I thought it was never going to be beaten. And to be quite honest, I didn't want to waste my money on something which was going to turn out to be a disappointment. I literally have dozens of wax products that have never lived up to the name sitting on shelves in my garage. So I got in touch with Bilthamber, spoke to Pete Hamber, the owner, a British guy running a British company. I explained to him what I was doing and what I was all about, and he agreed to send me a sample of the Bilthamber double speed wax. Now, the first welcome surprise with this stuff is it's not particularly expensive, despite the reputation that it's got. In fact, I would say it works out cheaper than Miracle Shine. It's also supplied as a kit with an applicator water sponge and a really good quality microfiber buffing cloth. Now we all know that quality microfiber buffing cloths can be quite expensive in themselves, with a lot of companies charging between sort of £5 and £9 each for them. This one comes free with the kit. And something that I wasn't expecting from a product at this price point is that it uses the highest grade of carnauba wax available. And as you would expect, because it's the highest grade, it's also the most expensive. That's T1 grade carnauba. Most manufacturers don't shout about the grade of carnauba wax they use because it'll be a mid-range grade, and they don't really want to advertise that they're using a mediocre grade of carnauba wax in the products. It's a paste wax enhanced with polymers for a hard-wearing, long-lasting finish. It's going to be very economical in use, and I have to say, the first time I tried it, I was absolutely wowed by the results. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is, and I've now given the Miracle Shine to my partner to use on her car. Right, so that's your fine paintwork taken care of. Your tank, your side panels, your mudguards and your chrome work. But your engine, your frame and your wheels also need some protection. Now you can use an oil-based maintenance spray for this, something that I've done for a lot of years. But these are generally products made for another purpose that suits this purpose. Silcoline Pro Prep, on the other hand, is a product made specifically for this application. I discovered it at the beginning of this year and it has become my go-to product for protecting the engine, the frame and, believe it or not, cleaning up chain lube from your wheel rims. Once again, for that purpose alone, Pro Prep has become my go-to product. It's a naphtha based cleaner and hard surface conditioner. It does contain silicone as well as other things, safe for use on plastics as well as metals and paint, and it leaves behind a temporary waterproof layer which protects against corrosion and stops dirt sticking to surfaces. Now I know some viewers in various parts of the world do have trouble getting hold of Silcoline products. It is worth that little bit extra effort if you can get hold of it, but don't panic if you can't. With the exclusion of cleaning chain lube from your wheels, other oil-based maintenance sprays will do the job, but I do feel that the Silcoline Pro Prep's results are better. It's a product that is used a lot by motorcycle dealerships for sales preparation. It has been around for quite some time, and I think that between this Pro Prep and the Bilthamber wax, you do have the new benchmark in motorcycle protection products. And before we get started and I take you through the process, last but not least, Meguiar's next generation metal polish. Those polished engine cases will dull over time, and although it might not be necessary to give them a polish up every time you wash your bike, you will need to do it every now and again. Great for polished aluminium, polished stainless steel. I don't use it on chrome because there's no need. It's a must-have in any motorcycle owner's garage. Right, so let's get started proper with part 2 of the full filling 'em, or as someone called it the other day, because I have enhanced my process with some new chemicals and polishes, the full filling 'em 2.0. Working on the assumption, as per last week's video, that your bike is now clean and dry. The first thing to do, if you're going to do it, is give those engine casings a polish up with a Meguiar's polish. I use a medium grade cotton stockinette for application and for buffing on bare aluminium, or for any metal for that matter. You don't have to spend a long time on this. Meguiar's is very efficient, and just 5 or 10 minutes spent on all your cases. A quick buff up with this polish will make a visible difference. This will remove any surface oxidization, and the Meguiar's polish does leave behind an anti-corrosion protection layer which will slow the process of oxidation down. And when you've finished, a quick buff up with a clean section of that cotton stockinette should leave your engine casings gleaming, ready for the next stage. Take your Silcoline Pro Prep and give the can a good shake. Remove your right hand side panel if you're working on the Interceptor, and in any case on any bike, then remove your seat. The frame rails that run underneath the seat are often neglected. The seat harbours moisture and dirt, and if you don't clean and treat this area regularly, it's likely to be one of the first to show signs of corrosion. You don't need a lot of Pro Prep. Just quickly spray along the chassis rails and the brackets that connect both sides, and then gradually work your way down the frame, making sure that you liberally coat the engine cradle, including the part that's hidden underneath the exhaust system. Don't put it on your foot pegs, your tyres, or any of your brake surfaces. Do treat your rear shock absorbers with it, and make sure that you liberally coat your rear swing arm, especially the wishbone in the middle where the two forks of the spring arm meet. I always find it's okay just to put something like a clean workshop wipe over your disc brake while you're spraying in that area, or if you prefer, you can spray onto a workshop wipe and then just wipe it onto the surfaces that need to be treated. Either way, after using any type of maintenance spray or something like Pro Prep, you should always use a proprietary disc brake cleaner to clean your disc brakes before the bike is used. Also, stuff like your centre stand and that sump guard. The sump guard bears the brunt of everything your bike rides through, so it does need all the corrosion protection it can get. Then, starting at the top and working your way down, a light coat over the entire engine, including those side casings that you've just polished. Now, this stuff looks great on black engine casings and on brushed alloy engine casings. Unfortunately, it does make polished alloy casings look a little bit sort of smeary and cloudy. But the important thing is, it's protecting them from the elements. With your Silcolene Pro Prep and that Meguiar's polish, you've now well and truly sealed these engine casings, and they will be protected for several weeks. Now, I have noticed with this Silcolene Pro Prep, it will last 2 or 3 washes. I still apply it after every wash, but it is comforting to know that even a good washing session doesn't remove it completely. It is very resistant to wash off, and it's not going to be removed the first time you ride it through a puddle. It does continue to do its job a long time after you've applied it. When you've done this and you're sure that you've covered all the surfaces you want to cover with that Pro Prep, it's time to start waxing. There will inevitably be some overspray from that Pro Prep unless you've applied all of it with a cloth very carefully. So go around the bike with some clean workshop wipes and just remove any overspray from your tank, your side panels, your mudguards, or any other areas that you want to wax. And then when you've got them nice and clean, take that applicator sponge and soak it in water. The water, I think, acts as a sort of a lubricant to make it easy to apply. Squeeze the sponge out really well so that it's only slightly damp, and then just gently wipe it over the actual wax polish in the tin. You don't need a lot. A little does go a long way. And then with light circular motions, go about applying it to your entire tank. Now, this Bilthamber wax is not abrasive. It's not a polish, it's a wax. It doesn't remove scratches. What it does do is it protects and enhances the shine. It doesn't produce any nasty white residue, so it's perfectly safe for you to get it on your tank pads, your seat, or whatever. It will just buff off. Bilthamber recommend that you leave it for between 5 and 10 minutes for it to dry to a light haze. I think in summer on a reasonably warm day, 5 minutes is probably going to be enough. And if necessary, just do one panel at a time. Then using that polishing cloth supplied, again using circular motions, gently buff up the panel. Now, the depth of shine that you get from this polish is astounding, even on a light colour like this Orange Crush Interceptor. It is a fantastic wet look shine. I don't see any reason why you can't put successive coats on to build up the protection and build up that depth of shine. But what I would suggest is that you leave it 24 hours between coats. This Carnauba wax will need time to harden up, and if you go back over it too quickly, there is a danger that the solvents in that paste are also going to remove the previous layer that you've put on. So as I say, if you can, leave it 24 hours before reapplying, and I would say that 3 coats is optimal. Make sure that you get into all the nooks and crannies with this Carnauba wax. Don't just treat the areas that you can see. Get to all areas that you can't see as long as they're accessible. The bottom seams of your tank are particularly susceptible, and it's important that you cover these areas too. When you've done your tank, your side panel and your mudguards, it's time to turn your attention to your chrome exhaust system. There should very rarely be any need to use any form of chrome cleaner or metal polish on your chrome. Chrome itself is a very hard, durable finish, and all that's required to protect it from the elements is a good quality wax polish, just like this Bilt Amber. Use it in exactly the same way as you would use it on the paintwork. It's just the same procedure. Apply in circular motions, wait for it to dry to a faint haze, and then buff it off. This will give it a long-lasting, durable, waterproof protection, and your exhaust system is looked after until the next time you wash and detail your bike. Now, as for the heat, it doesn't seem to affect this polish too much, so that's not a concern. And when you've got your exhaust system finished to a blinding shine, final job is to get those rims and spokes cleaned up on your wheels. Now, it doesn't matter what chain lube you use or how careful you are when applying it. Lube fling is inevitable, and it makes a damn mess of your rear wheel and your spokes. It's also usually very problematic to remove, but this is where Silcolene Pro Prep really excels. Simply squirt a liberal amount onto a clean workshop wipe and then wipe it over the soiled surfaces. It cuts through chain lube like a hot knife through butter. It's effortless. What used to be half an hour's work getting that back wheel cleaned up is reduced to less than 5 minutes, and it leaves behind that protective Pro Prep film. The same treatment on your front wheel will remove any brake dust and road grime just as easily, leaving the same degree of protection behind. Pro Prep makes it really easy. Now, I haven't covered absolutely every component and surface that you need to clean. That's down to common sense. I've already had people complaining about the length of some of these videos, so I've covered the basics and I'll leave the rest for you. What you will be left with is an exquisitely detailed bike that is fully protected against all the contaminants and dirt the road can throw at it. We've enhanced the look of the machine and returned it to better than factory condition. Now, I filmed this video on Monday and I thought, right, I better make the effort, and I decided to go out and do some location shooting to show the bike off in its newly cleaned glory. I did a little bit of drone work and suddenly the sun went in, the thunder and lightning came out, and before I knew where I was caught in an absolute deluge. I had to ride 5 miles home in heavy rain, mainly along single-tracked farm roads, bearing in mind the harvest has just been brought in and there was mud all over the roads, which that heavy rain had instantly turned to slurry. By the time I got home, I was soaking wet through, filthy from head to foot. Apparently all my hard work undone. I didn't dry the bike, I just put it away in the garage with the intention of cleaning it up the following morning, being Tuesday morning, the day that I edit these videos ready for upload on Wednesday. And I think this is a demonstration of how well these techniques work on your motorcycle. When I pulled it out this morning, this was a result. All those treated surfaces had just shrugged off the water, and because the dirt was still in suspension with that water, most of it had been shrugged off with the water. Yes, there is some dirt there, but not much. In fact, from 10 feet away, the bike looks absolutely fine. And the beauty of these protectants are they will continue to work. Dirt will not build up. I've never seen any of my bikes get much worse than this, even long term over a series of 2 or 3 weeks. If you don't believe me, give it a try for yourself. Once again, thanks for bearing with me and watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll leave links in the video description down below for Bilt Amber and Silcolene's websites. I'll also try to track down examples of all the products that I've used on Amazon, and I'll also leave links for those. I will of course be back on Friday, so until then, ride safely and I'll see you soon.